Hello and welcome to the Middle School Bookmarker Super Quick Book Preview Show. This episode we're checking out Eliza Bing is Not a Big Fat Quitter, written by Carmella Van Vleet. Let's give it a preview and see if you want to read it. PB&J. I was peanut butter and Tony was jelly. That's what our teacher called us after we designed the tasty pastry for our 5th grade social studies project, which, FYI, we got a big fat A on. This is so cool, I said as I wrapped an apron around myself. It was day 3 of summer, and Dad dropped me off at the bakery Tony's family owned so I could hang out. Tony smiled and raised his eyebrow. When Tony first showed up at school, everyone thought it was cool and tried to copy him. I even taped my eyebrow up so we could get used to being in that position. All I managed to do was yank out a bunch of hair when I pulled the tape off. The bakery is busy, I noticed out loud. Yapparoni, Tony said, breaking out an Italian accent. I laughed so hard I got the attention of a nearby cake decorator. She frowned. Tony ignored her. That was another thing I liked about Tony. Actually, there were lots of things I liked about him, but my favorite was that he never called me names like the other kids. Things like Dizzy Lizzy, which didn't even make sense because my name is Eliza, not Lizzie, and Lame Brain, which didn't even rhyme. And when he found out why I went down to the nurse's office each day after second recess, all he did was shrug. Tony picked up the piping bags on the counter and handed me one. Here you go. Thanks, I said, remembering to use my inside voice this time. We were supposed to squirt chocolate cream inside the cupcakes. That's what Tony had been working on before I came. Tony's mom seemed surprised when I showed up, but on the last day of school, Tony said I could stop by his bakery if I wanted, anytime. I couldn't believe I was there. I mean, I'd visited once before when Tony and I were doing a project, but this was different. I was really working in a shop. There were pretty, sugary-smelling cakes, cookies, and pastries everywhere, and real-life bakers with flour on their clothes. It was just like the Sweet Caroline Cakes TV show. We worked for an hour. Tony's whole batch was perfect. I made about a dozen good ones. I kept squeezing the bag of cream too hard, which caused the cupcakes to explode. I had to say, oops, sorry, like a billion times. It was a bona fide cake catastrophe. That'll wrap up the passage preview. Let's take a look at some reviews. On Amazon, Eliza Bing has 4.5 out of 5 stars based on 17 ratings. And here's the back of the book blurb. But first, if you're enjoying this book preview, would you mind hitting like and subscribe? It'll help me grow the channel. Eliza has had many hobbies in her 11 years, and most of them haven't lasted very long. After she and her friend Tony create a baking business for a class project, Eliza becomes certain that cake decorating is her destiny. Her parents insist that the summer Cakes with Caroline class is too expensive, especially given Eliza's history of quickly losing interest in things. Desperate to show them that she can be diligent, Eliza volunteers to take her brother's unwanted spot in a Taekwondo class. At first, she has absolutely no interest in martial arts, and the focus and discipline of Taekwondo is a huge challenge for her since she has ADHD. To make things worse, mean girl Madison shows up in class. Eliza is tempted to drop out, but a true martial artist never quits. Can she rise to the challenge? Eliza Bing is Not a Big Fat Quitter is about martial arts. It's about a middle school girl dealing with ADHD, and it's a short book. I like short books, and it's completely okay if you do too. The page length is just 176 pages. All right, let's wrap this baby up. Moment of truth, is this book for you? If not, we have a ton of other content on the Middle School Bookmarkers YouTube channel. We have movie watch-alongs and a bunch of other book previews. Thank you so much for checking out this book with me. If you enjoyed this book preview, please hit like and subscribe, and I hope you find something that you want to read.